Welcome to Going Back, a collection of bloopers and outtakes from the Nothing Much Happens podcast. I'm your audio engineer, Bob Wittersheim. Now, Kathryn Nicolai may indeed
create everything you hear on Nothing Much Happens.
But she also creates plenty that you do not hear, and that's where I come in. I make sure that everything you hear is only what we want you to hear, only the things that will help you fall asleep. And so, barking dogs, rumbling stomachs, outside interruptions, and just regular old goofs are all removed by me to ensure you have a relaxing experience. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to go behind the curtain and enjoy some of the more entertaining edits. And so, we proudly present Going Back.
Welcome to bedtime. I'm sorry. I forgot what the line is. I scrolled past it because, I've said it a million times. And then I suddenly was like, wait, what do I say? If you wake in the middle of the night, don't hesitate to start the story again. You're training your brain to respond to this particular stimuli. Going back, it's stimulus. How could any of my plans be nearly as important? Going back. How could my going back wait for your brain to catch up with the thing? How could my plans be anything like as important as blowing bubbles? I took a large mason jar from the cupboard. Covered with a V? Starting to get a little confused. I took a large mason jar from the cupboard. So in the mornings, while Chef was setting up the coffee and baking their signature cinnamon crunch coffee cakes is a little bit daunting. Could I get any more alliteration? And I wondered about the number of blades of grass. Going back. And I wondered about the number of blades of grass. It was late morning, though the dark, stormy skies. Going back. Though with the dark, stormy skies. She's getting tired. Going back. Though with the dark, stormy skies, it could have been night. His ears were incredibly soft, and they dropped. I think this is supposed to say drooped, because I don't think it's supposed to say dropped. Please hold. Just had to quickly Google what greyhounds' ears look like. Since I can't picture anything, I had no idea if they could droop their ears. They can, so it is drooped, and please fix in the first round. Thank you. Going back. My friend passed me Bird's leash while he dashed back out for a giant floppy dog bed and the potato salad he'd made for the day. Going back. He'd made for the day before our now rained out. So confusing how I wrote the sentence. He'd made for. Oh, I get it. Please hold. Going back. And the potato salad he'd made for our now rained out barbecue. The first squashes were out. Butternut and acorn. Spaghetti and delicata. And beside them was a row of large green cabbages. Sorry, that delicata, the way I said it was it's sticking in my head. I have to go back. I was like, that's okay. No, I over-enunciated. Going back. There was a passion fruit drink from New Zealand. Another with lychee and raspberry from Pakistan, and one flavored with guarana going back, and one flavored with guarana fleur. It's fleur. Going back. There were jars of the pickles they made up at the inn. Is this a missed opportunity here to call back to the pickled watermelon rind? I mean, I've stated that the inn makes different kind of pickles, but it just, hold on. Thank you for putting up with my edits. So as usual, please pop this into the first version, going back. The corn out in the far field was so high that sometimes I could only make out the points of antlers? I could only make out the points of antlers in the dusk, moving above the silk of the cobs. I just realized I got corn into the episode. It's just very on point. It has the juice. We all read our farmers' almanacs diligently, watched the weather vanes on our roof beams, and checked our barometers at least twice a day. So going back, instead of saying roof beams, when I said that, I thought, no, the beams are on the inside. So, your weather vane's not going to be on the inside. That part of the roof is called your roof ridge. So we're going back. If you had known how many times I have Googled things like parts of a roof, parts of a door, parts of a lock. When they showed up at the split... Going back. My house was full of Going back. My house was full of whimsical bits and bobs, and I used as many of them as I could. I ate off my good china, brought my opera glasses to Shakespeare in the Park, and decked the Christmas... I'm really having trouble. I just started, and I'm doing 2 stories. I'm having some trouble. Going back. And decked the halls at Christmas time with a forest. It's like my lips are not doing what my brain is saying. They keep getting stuck together. Am I having a stroke? It's a very odd sensation. Going back.